True love is hard to find. Sometimes you think you have true love, and then you catch the early flight home from San Diego, and a couple of nude people jump out of your bathroom blindfolded like a goddamn magic show, ready to double team your girlfriend, and it stops.
It stops right there, and it continues right here, because I think what my friend Mitch is trying to say is that true love is blind.
I had my fucking ankle socks on when I was out there.
Oh, God.
How's your wife let you leave the house looking like that, huh?
You're gonna get hot dog water in a highball.
Find my balls, you fucking dandy.
What his process is. What it's like.
Process.
What it's like being on the pod.
Oh, fuck me! Little. Just drop it and give it up. In the.
Just a little.
With the. In the little. And again. And everybody go. And then up. Cannonball. Cannonball.
Cannonball. Fire in the hole.
Cannonball.
Said that I had a short attention span. Well, I was going to reply to that, but what the hell, let's move on to something else.
Oh, shit.
Holy crap. What happened?
You got pink eye. Isolate that. Isolate that. You better fucking put that in the intro. That better go in one of these fucking intros. That better.
Fuck you! You serious?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 19 of the Two Critical Podcast. This week we are talking about Loki, episode 1, season 1, the latest show to hit Disney Plus. And Rob and I will break it down, talk about some of the ins and outs of the show, some of the hidden references, and give our opinions on what we thought of Loki. And Rob will be joining us any minute.
All right. Episode 19, The Ocho.
All right. So we're talking about Loki, episode 1, season 1.
You know, credit to us for not talking about it on the phone a lot today so we could actually get fresh takes on here, you know.
Just what the world needs. Our fresh take on Loki.
Yeah. No.
All right. So rock, paper, scissors. Ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. All right. Oh, I threw scissors too.
Me too.
Right. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
You win.
Okay. All right. So I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. I thought it was one of the most visually interesting shows that Marvel has put out in a while, considering I don't even think we need to put the TV show and the movie into a separate category anymore, because they're shooting films and they're just putting them out on a streaming service. So the quality and the content that you're getting is strong. Same thing that you would see on screen. I loved the Art Deco look of the whole thing. I love the vintage TVs and like the transistors and like the tubes and stuff like that they were using, blended with like the technology that they had. I thought the TVA font, I believe that's the TWA font. So it just made it look more retro, which I think is kind of the whole look of the show that they're trying to go for. I love the way that it was lit. I love the way that it was shot. I love the color schemes that they used in the show. And from like a production standpoint, I would say it was very simple. It was all on a sound stage with the exception of the airport sequence and the stuff in the field.
With the fire.
Other than that, it was in a nice, neat little sound stage, and they kept it interesting. I thought Owen Wilson was hilarious. I thought he was perfect for that. And it'll be very interesting to see where this goes.
So when they announced the slates of shows coming out, Loki was the one I was looking the least forward to, because I was like, we've done it. We've seen this character. I don't need his own TV series.
Right.
And then they announced Owen Wilson would be the co-star. And I was like, not sure I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, as it's been coming out, the trailers look promising. So I was starting to get a little excited. And then I watched like 2 minutes of it, and I knew I don't know if do you know the moment you knew it was perfect? I know the exact moment in the show when I went, oh, this is going to work. When he approached the bench with the judge and he made the comment like, I feel like I'm always looking up to you, but that's appropriate though. Like I was like, cause he's being a sarcastic dick, right? Like he's just schmoozing her, but the way he said it, like it was it reminded me a little bit of when Thor was like a team of all female warriors. It's about time. Like it reminded me of that. Like, oh, I thought it was so good. And then, for me, the one episode in now, we have 8 more to go. There's things I hoped the show would touch. They've touched almost all of it already. Now they need to go further into it, but I mean, the Infinity Stones.
That was fucking shocking.
The Infinity Stones, the mention of the Avengers so openly, like it's just a regular thing. Like they all knew about it. Like it's a regular, everyday thing there. And obviously the big twist at the end is who they need Loki to help hunt, which is
himself.
Loki.
Yeah,
I thought that was great. I did not see that coming. Right. It makes sense. Listen, this isn't Seven with Gwyneth's head in the box. Like it wasn't like the craziest twist ever.
Yeah.
But when I thought for sure it was something else. So you and I talked on the phone earlier and you made a comment about the little girl pointing at the glass and that it's going to be the devil and it's Mephisto, but it's not, it's Loki. And I think that's his horns that are depicted. Yeah. So we were talking and you were like, it's Mephisto. And I was like, no, it's not. Yeah. Because I had finished the episode already and you hadn't. And again, credit to me being the bigger man and not spoiling it for you.
Thanks.
A lesser person would have spoiled it, but luckily you're dealing with me.
Right. You waited 5 hours.
Hey, full disclosure, everything that we talk about here, for the most part, obviously we try not to talk about anything we haven't watched. Makes sense. But we always do the same thing where we watch it. We're not recording yet. And we get on the phone and we go on and we have these theories and talks and we both do it. We're like, save it for when we're recording. Yeah. This conversation about Loki, I think, will be one of the best ones because of the fact that we actually are, experiencing it and talking about it for the first time. So, I've got some serious questions with the TVA and like, I want to know what happens with the other timelines. So I understand they protect this timeline.
Right.
But I love the stupid fucking Disney intro when he's getting the ticket and like, welcome to the TVA and different multiverses, like you're somewhere you're not supposed to be. I thought it was great.
It was voiced by Tara Strong, who's the voice of Harley Quinn in the DC cartoons.
Yeah, I thought it was great how they used it as a way to almost be slapstick, but like they explained it.
It's like the cartoon in Jurassic Park, right?
Yeah.
DNA.
That's a good point, actually.
We make a baby dinosaur. Yeah, that's the same thing.
But they were able to inform us about what the rules are and what's happening, but they did it in a way that like they were almost making fun of themselves. Like, of course, we get that this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's nonsense.
But it's in the comics. We've already done time travel. We're doing multiverses, so we're just gonna make fun of ourselves while we do this.
Yeah, but not only that. So the audience is Loki, so they're explaining stuff to Loki. The audience is absorbing all that stuff, and I mean, if you got to give up the exposition, you got to do it in an entertaining way. So why not do it? As Loki seeing it for the first time for himself. And they didn't beat you over the head with it too. Like when he left the room and he was talking to Morbius.
Yep.
Right. When he's talking to the Morbius character, they kind of went through it a little bit more and saying, oh, the TVA and this is what you do. But that was it.
I loved the banter between him and Owen Wilson. Yeah. I love the way Owen Wilson didn't take his shit and just like gave it back to him. He was like, I'm serious. I just want to know. I really liked, you and I talked briefly about this, but I loved, because I guess I kind of knew, but I loved that this Loki wasn't there for Thor Dark World. This Loki wasn't there for Ragnarok. This
Right.
Loki wasn't there when Thanos killed him.
Right.
I love that he watched it all.
Yeah,
And-
that was rough.
But I was shocked that was episode 1. I'm not complaining. I because what I'm hoping is this means they're like hitting the ground running. Like,
Yeah.
we're doing this now because we're not doing 9. Because I wouldn't want 9 episodes of this. Now I could watch 9 episodes of Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston just going back and forth. I thought it was great how we kind of just he'd let Loki talk and then point out that he's full of shit. Like he'd let him go for 6 minutes and then he'd go, "Yeah, you're full of shit though. That's not like."
Yeah.
And then he'd show him a clip of him like, "Yeah, I don't like hurting people." Then he shows him clips of him hurting people. It's like, "Yeah, you fucking do."
For a guy that's supposed to rule, you sure lose a lot.
That was a great line.
Yeah.
There was a couple of other really good ones, and I love the little, how he could. I love when he controlled, rewound him, and he fell on the ground. He's like, "Sorry, it doesn't move the furniture."
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought the title was terrific. The Glorious
Yeah.
Purpose. They brought it right back to square one.
Yep,
with him.
and I thought them making a mockery of the Infinity Stones was great.
It's
I also
great. It's
think-
great, but what does it mean for 20 plus films? What does it mean for all that sacrifice?
I think it means that was not the tip of the iceberg. I think it means that was a plateau and the tip is much higher.
I know, but you always talk about if a character is super strong, you can't make every character Superman because who the fuck are they going to be? Like what's at stake? Like the Eternals, right?
Yeah.
If the Eternals are these ultimate beings that are like 100 times stronger than Thanos or whatever, and they haven't been used, who are they going to fight?
Right.
Who is an actual opponent
Adversary. Worthy adversary.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's
their Zod to Superman? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if Thanos snapped his fingers and he killed half of the beings everywhere, right? Half the beings everywhere.
Does that mean he killed at least 1 or 2 of the timekeepers?
I don't know. I mean, nothing really has
Half of all living things. Are they a living thing?
I don't know.
Who,
nothing.
Who
works.
owns the Chiefs?
Who owns the timekeeper? Who owns the TVA? Yeah, but
Do you travel back in time? No, you're just some sort of English pig if you do that.
you interfere with the timeline, then what happens? They put up their arm and then they blow the whistle, they stop the play, and then they start up again.
And then you go to the box for 2 minutes and you feel shame and then you're set free.
You go to the TVA,
And
they reset the timeline, and then you go free.
I can't wait for the line that was in the trailer where Loki's like, "I'm not going to stab you in the back." And he's like, "You've literally stabbed like 500 people in the back." He's like, "I won't do it again." I think the show itself looks very promising. I think the 2 of them together, I'm hooked just for those 2.
Yeah, but how about the fact that this is a guy like Tom Hiddleston who really I know they're all actors, but Tom Hiddleston enjoys acting, right?
And I think from everything we've seen and heard, he loves playing Loki.
Yeah, and now he's going to play multiple Lokis.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an actor's dream. So he's gonna get to play the real bad guy, and he's gonna get to play the conflicted guy.
Well, because he's going to get
like
to
a
play
redemption arc.
He's going to get to play the Loki that would never have helped Thor. He's going to get to play the Loki that would never make the hero play.
Well, he's going to play the Loki that's actually going to win because he is bad and successful at being bad, unlike himself, who's a dipshit.
How do we know there's only going to be 2 Lokis?
That's what I mean. It can,
and I think everything, the fact that they've already explained multiverse. Doctor Strange is coming. I mean, they're laying the groundwork for so many things.
The multiverse war, they called it.
Well, the Nexus War is one of the things in the comics. They already brought Nexus up.
The Nexus, yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
so
everything that they mentioned when Banner was discussing time travel, they mentioned everything, all the keywords, the buzzwords that they talked about in time travel. They mentioned them all at the beginning.
find the eggs.
But they mentioned multiverse.
Yeah.
Didn't they mention the word madness?
I don't think so.
I thought they did.
They mentioned nightmare, and he said that's a different department.
Right.
I don't think they said madness. I could be wrong.
I thought they mentioned.
Maybe they said if the primary timeline were to be compromised, everything would go into madness. You might be right about that.
I think they used both of those buzzwords and just kind of dropped them on us and like, oh.
And if not, we'll edit this out in post.
Yes. Make us look like geniuses.
Yeah. No, I think I originally thought this was going to be like a throwaway series. Like it was just going to be Loki off doing mischievous things, which quite honestly could have been funny.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing about Marvel. They don't do anything just to do it. Kevin Feige has his hands in every single, so he doesn't direct or write or do anything, but he makes sure that every little.
What? Uh-oh. Got to reset the timeline. What happened?
He makes sure.
Hello, peekaboo. Look at you playing little peekaboo baby games.
But he makes sure that everything mentioned of any substance ties in somewhere.
Never wasted breath.
There's always a throwaway line where you think this is going to be nothing, and it's never nothing. It's
exactly.
There's always something said. I loved him having to watch his mother die, and I loved that Owen Wilson pointed out
thing to love.
What's that?
It's a weird thing to love.
I love that Owen Wilson pointed out that you're the one that led them to her.
Yep.
Like you killed your mother.
Yeah, you could have led them up like this way, but you led them right to her.
So what I'm guessing, all right, so we've done, anyone listening to this, I'm assuming has already watched the episode.
Tough shit if you didn't.
Well, there's only two of them, and Gallagher and your mother have definitely already watched it.
Shout out to Gallagher. P.S. Shout out to Gallagher.
We got to get him on soon. Everyone's already seen this. We don't need to do more recap. I mean, it's a 48-minute episode. Yeah. You don't need to watch a 48-minute recap. God, would I love to only be 48 minutes. But where this leads, I think a lot of the things they've brought up on this show will be a dead end. Not a dead end. They won't be addressed much more. I would not be surprised if Infinity Stones are never mentioned again. I would not be surprised if Avengers are barely ever mentioned again. Even the fact that there's multiverses and how they go back together, I wouldn't be surprised if that's not mentioned. My biggest question is, where's Loki at the end of this episode? Is he still in the MCU? Or is he returned to the proper timeline and then Thanos still kills him?
I mean, so I'm going to look at this as a redemption story.
I think it's a farewell redemption story. I think at the end,
yeah,
he's put back where he's supposed to be.
Okay.
And Thanos still snaps his neck.
That's
my guess. My hunch is, but the thing is that can't be, because Thanos snaps his neck before they went back in time and got the Infinity Stones to do the time heist. I feel like I'm in Beautiful Mind right now with the numbers all flying. Like it's the Zach Galifianakis meme when he's
yeah.
Like I'm sitting here right now. I'm like, he can't be dead because he was there for this, but then they went back in time for this, and is he alive for this? I don't fucking know. I'm not complaining. I like that the show's doing what it's doing.
What if?
I think this is the last thing Loki will appear in.
What if at the end of the season they put him back in the timeline? And he's about to get his neck snapped, and Thor somehow gets out of whatever he was in somehow saves his brother, and then they move right into Thor 5, and it's the two of them on that ship again in some alternate adventure.
But if that means that Infinity War and
the Infinity War could still happen just without Thor and Loki.
No,
Why?
Because
it was meant to happen anyway.
So you're saying Thor 5 will be in an alternate multiverse?
Imagine right on that ship.
It can all be undone. Now, if that is the sacred timeline, I guess the TVA and the timekeepers wouldn't allow it. But in theory, anything can be undone and redone. And I mean, Doctor Strange could be the one that has to put it all back together afterwards, right?
So if they're just able to just mop up a timeline and place those little charges, and then
I want to know more about those
and reset everything, then they could reset whatever they wanted to.
Is that just like the Men in Black thing? Like it just wipes your memory. So like they do that, it just goes back to as far as they need to before the person that's there
fucked anything up.
Before they went to the wrong place. Yeah.
Right. So if they can change the timeline, just drop a charge, which I think is a big reason why you saw the evil Loki pick up that charge at the very end of the episode. So what's he cleaning up?
What happened in his timeline where he was able to get
a black robe and a lantern? I mean, it was 1858. I think
but that's got to be the primary timeline, because if it wasn't, they wouldn't care.
Yeah, no, he's fucking up the real timeline, the sacred timeline.
How's he getting from timeline to timeline?
But what's he doing in the sacred timeline?
Is he working for King the Conqueror?
I don't know. And again, if everything is so insignificant, who the fuck is this guy? Kang the Conqueror. What's he going to be able to do?
Here's my other question. Is the TVA, how do they track him down? Like, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. Like, I guess they just know because the timekeepers tell them this is happening now. It's not supposed to.
Yeah. I mean, but remember when the Avengers could track the energy burst when Thanos used the stones? Maybe it's something like that.
That's true too.
They have those scanners. They keep scanning everything with traces of Loki.
Yeah. A lot of questions, which I guess to be expected, right? After one episode.
Right.
How good could the next date be if we already knew everything?
So they're going to be traveling through time, different, like 60s, 70s, whatever, and they're going to be solving crimes and tracking down this bad Loki. That's what we're going to do, right?
I need them at one point in time to be in the 60s or the 50s and to be pretending to be a buddy cop duo going after him.
Yeah, I think 60s is guaranteed. I know
right?
there's a lot of New York stuff, I think, in this. But I know that they're going to put him in an environment or in a timeline, and they're going to say, okay, this is your mission. But like when Loki's walking down the street, like he's going to see something that like interests him, and he's going to kind of like go off into that. Do you know what I mean?
So you haven't answered my question. Is when this is over, is Loki done?
I don't think so. I think they'll keep him around.
He's been in a lot, man. He's been in both Thor movies.
Yep.
He was, or all three Thor movies.
Yep.
He was in Avengers 1. He never appeared in Ultron, correct? No. And then Infinity War. I mean, and then with the show, he's in 5 movies plus a show, and he's not really a main character.
Right.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if he's done.
Yeah.
But in a way where we'll put him on the shelf. If we need to call him in from the bullpen, we'll bring him back later. I don't think I've heard anything about Tom Hiddleston in Thor: Love and Thunder. Not one thing.
I think Hiddleston is a cool guy that they like to be around, which goes a long way. And also, I think he's one of those characters that they can put him in any. I mean, I don't think you could make a Thanos series, especially now with what we know about the Infinity Stones just being basically fucking tchotchkes that you stick in a drawer.
I remember one of the things I was going to say. So if they have multiple Infinity Stones there, Is there a way to take a soul stone? How do they have the souls? I thought the soul stone, if it, I don't.
But do they have multiple Infinity Stones because they've taken them from multiple timelines?
That was my assumption. It has to be, right?
Right.
There's only one version of the soul stones in each multiverse.
How did Captain America know he was taking all the stones back to those exact timelines? Did Captain America fuck it up? No way. No way he fucks it up.
I don't know. I think we're overthinking the soul stone.
Did he go back and pork all the Peggy Carters? That's what I want to know. He's going to pork a Russ. He's not going to pork a Russ.
Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
He might pork a Russ.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. When I saw all the stones in there, most of them I didn't think anything of, but when I saw the soul stone, I was like, who got sacrificed to get that soul stone?
Right. And I want to know whose medal was that. There was like
other stuff in there that we don't know.
There was like a German medal.
Was that Johann Schmidt?
I don't know. Could have been Klaus von Bureau too.
Could be Ross Marquand.
Could be.
One.
How dare you?
Give me back those Infinity Stones.
How dare you come to Terrificon? God damn it. You come to Terrificon and you dare come on this podcast. How dare you, sir?
I made a movie with a dyke.
This man was on The Walking Dead. He had one arm. One arm. I watched this man. Find this man. 20 minutes later, they're dragging him out. He's got like fistfuls of our t-shirts.
How many Infinity Stones do you have in that drawer? 1, 2.
We should be like, can we stage a fake fight right now with you? Just like an argument, like try to walk away as far as you can, and we'll just keep shouting at each other. Imagine. It'd be so great. Ross Marquand loses his shit at Terrificon.
We need to hopefully, both of our fans show up at Terrificon. That'd be great. Big audience there. We got a stage now. I mean, we're legit.
Yep.
We'll
ask all our guests, do you have a fear of heights? Are you allergic to shellfish?
Do you know how to turn down the settings on a camera to make a sunset shot?
Oh.
Can you make a brisket?
This is a very weird questionnaire.
Are you Kim Wyman? If so, go fuck yourself. All right, so wrapping up our Loki discussion here. It's tough, right? I mean, we've done this before. We've done it with Falcon Winter Soldier. We've done this with WandaVision. So far, so good. I would say I thought WandaVision. I don't think it crashed and burned. That's harsh. I thought up until the finale, it was a strong A, and it finished with a B-. Good series. A lot of stuff that's going to be important down the road, I think, but good. Falcon and Winter Soldier, I thought similar. Came out of the gate swinging. So far, I didn't catch a lot of political agenda messages in this.
I mean, let's hope not. It's a fictitious universe.
It is, but
right.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like Falcon and Winter Soldier, I thought was very strong. If I had to say grading them, I don't care if you want to do 1 to 10 or A or B, but I'd say WandaVision was a B-. I'd give Falcon and Winter Soldier a B+, because I thought that just to see that kind of action, not on the big screen, with that opening scene with him fighting against George St. Pierre, and then the helicopter and the effects and everything. I mean, that episode of TV was better than anything that DC has done since Christopher Nolan was around.
Right. I disagree. My top pick it'd be WandaVision, and then I mean, we haven't seen the rest of Loki, but I would put WandaVision ahead of Falcon,
but not by a lot.
Soldier. No, not by a lot. But even though they didn't have like, the typical action, the shoot 'em ups and things like that, I think they went a little too overboard with the fist fighting and all that shit, and they got
Winter Soldier was made to be a bitch too.
He was, and they got a little ridiculous with some of the fights and things like that. And friggin' Zemo takes a shield on the head
And lives.
and he's totally fine. Like, but
I think for me, the difference was I thought, aside from the political agenda, the ending was better. I thought WandaVision's ending was pretty weak. And maybe it's just because we had Mephisto built up and it was just this false promise that we were going to get it. And it's really the fans' fault. Marvel never once said we were getting it, right? I mean, we just we fell into this rabbit hole where everyone online had these fucking theories and we just went crazy. But I do love that they have like come out and said like Mephisto will not be in Loki.
Well,
no, they have though. I mean,
but Loki
maybe.
is Mephisto. Like,
I don't think he is.
Is it this?
Loki's not Mephisto.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
I think if Mephisto shows up, it'll be in Blade.
Blade. Ugh.
Well, Mephisto was tied in with the vampire storylines in Marvel at times.
Yeah.
So we'll ask Mitch at Terrificon, which if you're not going to Terrificon, fuck you. Go to Terrificon. Don't be a douchebag.
Go to Terrificon.com for all of your ticket needs. Tickets are on sale now. And they'll tell you.
You can email mitch.halleck@aol.com. No, just kidding.
Is that true?
No.
Oh. Let's see. Terrificon dates are
30th,
July
31st,
30th,
and
31st, and August 1st.
Yep, and we will be there live and in living color.
Shaboom.
But
so let's wrap this up. So they're making a show about manipulating time and time travel. You literally open the door for anything and everything.
yeah,
They've already mentioned that they can fix stuff, they can change stuff, but it's open-ended no matter how the writers want it.
when's Tony Stank coming back?
I know he's coming back. I know
Well,
Iron Man's coming back. I know Captain America's coming back.
What if they make Dr. Dolittle too?
They will not. They will not.
Hey, sometimes you throw good money after bad.
It'll be interesting to see who comes out of the pandemic swinging and who limps out of the pandemic. Do you know what I mean?
I can't wait to see when DC comes out with their own TV universe.
Oh yeah.
Not the CW, actually, like, DC and Warner Brothers.
Right.
Don't worry, we'll have Henry Cavill as Wolverine.
Yep.
I'm convinced it's going to happen. I don't know who else could play Wolverine. Now, granted, I didn't know who Chris Hemsworth was before he played Thor. So there could be the next whoever out there, right?
Another Hemsworth, whatever Hemsworth is below him.
Well, it depends. Is James Gunn directing it? Because if he is, it'll be an ex-wrestler. So we have to look at, ex-wrestlers.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
Did
familiar.
you see? I did see an article that they could, if Dave Bautista decides he no longer wants to play Drax, which he said, they could recast it. I think that's a bad move. Just kill him off.
Batista is going to fall back on the 19 Army of the Dead films that they're going to spin off. Oh, wait, he's dead. Hopefully it'll be a prequel and we can find out how he got to the burger restaurant.
I want to know where he was getting fresh lobster in Nevada. I got a Dunkin' in my cave, dude.
Bro, I got a
cousin.
Bro, I got a cousin that works for the TVA, dude. Fucking TVA. He's in there fucking changing timelines. People going to fucking skew and shit. He's like, boom, I'm going to reset that shit. He gets in there with his fucking Minutemen. And I'm not talking the guys with like the tricorner hats and the giant fucking rifles. I'm talking Minutemen.
I'm fucking telling you. Bro, I'm fucking telling you, dude. Put fucking 10 grand on the fucking Sox to win tomorrow. My fucking cousin works for the TVA.
Yeah.
He already fucking went back and checked it out.
It's a lock, kid. Fucking lock that shit. Padlock that shit.
Fucking Pavetta's on the mound. The fucking Sox are going to take it. Fucking Astros are a bunch of fucking cheating bums, dude. Large coffee, couple of parliaments, take a dump. That's usually the morning routine.
Fucking Altuve.
Fucking Somerville. You're going to love it, dude. It's fucking Medford with trees. Oh Christ! All right. So I mean, we'll obviously talk more about this as it goes on, but I mean, it's impressive that every time a series comes out, Marvel's series dominate everything for the 6 to 10 weeks that they're out. Like,
Yep.
Every episode of our podcast mentions it when they're out. And I mean, fuck our podcast. Like I would like be honestly like every podcast, like anyone that's doing anything that's not just like strictly sports or strictly, fitness. Like if you're doing like anything like what's current,
Yeah, it's all Loki this week.
every radio show is going to talk about this week.
Especially Debbie Radio.
Bobby Beamer, you want to do some blow? No, I don't.
Want to fuck up a timeline?
10 years? 10 years.
I freaked out.
I freaked out.
I stole
joined
a Tesseract.
the TVA. I joined.
I freaked out. I tried to invade New York. I stole the Tesseract. Now I'm in the TVA.
Fuck me. That was so good. That was so good
real.
last week.
I could feel all an hour and 46 minutes on my chest.
Well, let's wrap this up so you don't have too much to edit here.
Okay.
So, I would say if we're doing, how are we going to grade this so far? 1 to 10 or A and B, old school style?
Let's spin the wheel and throw a fish like we normally do.
What's a fish?
I'm
going to gut you like a fish. What's a fish? I've lived my entire life here. I don't know. I just want to know what I'm being threatened with before I decide if I'm going to comply or not. I thought that was very funny.
It was funny.
And
he he had the Tesseract in a box.
We'll do this like a Dave Portnoy pizza review. So one viewing, everyone knows the rules. I'm going to give it an 8.4 out of 10.
Okay.
It wasn't amazing. It wasn't like the best thing ever.
Right.
But it was an intro. I think it laid a lot of groundwork. I think we're going to get more like that in the next episode. I think by the time we hit 4 or 5, it's going to be like we're running now. Right now we're in the warm-up laps. The NASCAR cars are going around the track. The green flag's about to come out. They're about to fucking punch it.
I don't watch sports. I will give it an 8.
That's so similar.
I think when they get into like the real time travel stuff, and then they start doing like
in Loki v Loki.
Yeah, they go into like they drop into like New York in like the 60s, or they start doing, and then they start getting into the music. And then
I'll bet you lunch right now.
Yeah.
There's going to be at least one time that the evil or bad guy Loki is going to say something, and the other Loki is going to turn to Owen Wilson and be like, "Is that really what I sound like? Is that really the type of things that I say?"
Right.
Bloody hell, bloody brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, they'll be at Studio 54. They'll drop in. It might get a little Forrest Gumpish. They might bump into some famous people and things like that, and he might accidentally alter some other parts of history while he's on his little missions. I think that could happen too.
Kills Elvis on the toilet.
So like,
like a rumor.
So he goes with Mobius to try to track the bad Loki down. And while he's doing that, he's even mucking up the timeline on his own while he's trying to do the mission. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
do you think, so when this is over, whether or not Loki survives?
Yeah.
I can't see the TVA being a regular thing in Marvel after this.
I mean, so
I'm not saying they won't exist or certain things won't happen, but I don't think we'll see a lot like in TVA headquarters.
Well, like he said, I mean, he's a god. He doesn't know that they exist, and they're more powerful than he is. But like Mobius says, well,
they control time. How do they make it so that he can't use his magic in there?
I don't know.
Is it a spell done by the Sorcerer Supreme that we don't know about?
I have no idea.
I love when he was like, I thought you said there was no magic in here. He's like, there isn't. He's like, looking out at the city. He's like,
right.
It's like Yeah, there is. This fucking magic right there. What are we talking about?
Yeah. Well, I think it's just technology. It's just super advanced technology.
Yeah.
Right.
So I want to know. So they already made a comment about time works differently here,
Yes.
which is not the first time we've heard this in Marvel.
Correct. So
what about the line from Tony Stark? When you mess with time, it tends to mess back. Is that going to come up here?
They claim that Stark knows something and went back two other times, right? He was in two other timelines.
Allegedly.
I don't know. Fantastic Four. They already talked about space. Do you want to be the king of space?
That was funny. That when he was like, the king of what? Space? Space is big.
It's a time travel thing. They can do whatever they can make up the rules however they want. They're going to have an answer for everything.
And if they don't, they'll just wipe it clean. Doesn't matter.
Exactly. Oh, we reset it. It's just a reset. Unless at the end of the whole series, they reset it and then he's just in a time loop.
What if at the end of the whole series, they reset it and it's like back in New York with the Avengers and nothing else ever happened? And Thanos is still alive.
You don't forget, Bruce Banner had that line where he said, when he was talking about Tony Stark creating Ultron, and Banner goes, I'm in a time loop. I'm in a time loop.
Yeah.
It's an interesting choice of words.
Which at the time seemed innocent, but we know that nothing is. They don't do throwaway lines.
Correct.
I can't believe I never really noticed it until I read things online about the theories about Tony Stark traveling back in time. That he had that line, when you mess with time, it tends to mess back. You'll see.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean you'll see?
And he's staring off into the distance like he's seen
part of me can't help
shouldn't have seen.
Part of me can't help but wonder if he tried to find a way to defeat Thanos without having to kill himself. And they pretty much said, like, nope, that's the only way.
They claim that he met the Fantastic Four.
And they said, you have to sacrifice yourself?
I don't know what they did, but they claim that he already met the Fantastic Four, and he already knows about Kang the Conqueror.
Is he funding their research?
Let's break some eggs. So, in summation, Loki, it's fantastic. Check it out. If you like Marvel, you'll love Loki. More to come. Wednesday nights.
Or mornings.
Yeah, when does it is it still released at 3?
It was out at 6 a.m. when I looked.
Okay.
So it was out early. Owen Wilson, I think, opens doors for him to play some future roles and things now. Like a different, it's still Owen Wilson, but it's just a little different now.
Right.
Like if they ever made the other guys too, I would love for him to be a cop in the other guys too.
I would like to see Owen Wilson's character and Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman, yes.
Martin Freeman. I would like to see Owen Wilson and Martin Freeman do some stuff together. That would be pretty interesting, especially since they're both kind of guys that have to go by the book, right? They're numbers guys.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Wow. It's the Black Panther. Wow. Hey, T'Challa. Wow.
If it's all the same to you, I'll have the drink now. And he offers him the soda he's drinking.
Funny.
Yeah, good one-liners, good laughs. I think it's going to set up a lot of stuff. But yeah, no, good first episode for sure. And I knew after the trailers I was going to like Owen Wilson, but I like him even more than I expected to.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Indubitably.
So check it out, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll babble on more about it later.
That does it. We'll see you next week.
On episode 20.
Episode 20. Big 20 coming your way. We're going to have to plan something special for that. Or a special for that. No,
I think we do a special for 21.
Okay. We'll do a 21 episode salute.
21st birthday. Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. I'll get drunk. I've never done that before.
It's a good plan. It's a good plan.
Your family changed their name to Latrine?
What was it before?
Used to be Shithouse.
It's a good change.
It's a good change.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching episode 19, Too Critical Podcast, where we talked about Loki. We will see you again. Check us out wherever podcasts are sold. You can check us out on our YouTube channel at the Too Critical Podcast on YouTube, I think. I don't fucking know. Throw Too Critical Podcasts into the search bar of your YouTube, and hopefully you'll see us. If not, go fuck yourself. Until then, I'm Thomas, and that's Rob. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the Too Critical Podcast. Bye.
Give it a little in the.
Ra-da-da-da-doo.